The following program is brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization. Welcome to Let's Talk Business Tampa Bay, a live interactive TV show where you can receive help for your business and also participate in on-air brainstorming sessions to help others in their business. And now, your hosts, Carl Lucci and Walt Mooring.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Carl Lucci with Success Builders, and with me tonight is Walt Mooring. This is our third show that we're putting on. There's Walt, and I'm back. And basically, Let's Talk Business Tampa Bay is here to provide you with information and tips to help you in your business. And also, we will interview guests from time to time. Tonight, we have a guest that Walt will be interviewing, Eric Conte from Marathon Marketing Services. The goal of our show basically is to make sure that you get information that you need to help you in your business and to structure your business the way it needs to be to get more benefit and more return on your investment and what you're investing in your business, and also give you an opportunity to contact us because we'll help you directly. You can call us personally and we'll help you in your business if there's anything in the show that we did not cover or you need help with your particular business. Tonight we're going to be talking about your website and your business. It's going to be kind of a crash course because literally could talk 8 hours on website design and what's needed and how to market it. But we're going to talk tonight about why you need your website, the three major types of websites, and also the biggest mistakes people make in designing their website. We're also going to talk about promoting your website online because just because you have a website doesn't necessarily mean people are going to see it. So why do you need a website? Well, the biggest reason is in today's business environment, if you don't have a website, you're just going to be behind the 8 ball because your competition has a website and they're going to be checking you out. They're going to be researching you before they use you, and that's generally what the website or the internet was designed for, was research. And so a lot of times people will talk to you, they may not know, like, and trust you yet, and so before they do any business, they may check you out on the internet to make sure you're a viable company. The other thing is that if you're going to have a quality professional business, you need to have a quality design website. You obviously, if you've got a quality business, you don't want to come off looking really poor on the internet because then that's going to reflect on the type of business that you provide. A quality website gives you credibility, and it also will help you increase your sales. The bottom line is, if you have a professional business, you need a professional website. The only reason I can think of that not having a website at all was if you don't want more business. I mean, it's a must in today's environment to at least have 1, 2, or 3 of the major types of websites, and I'm going to discuss that next. We're going to cover in the next segment here. It's basically there are only 3 types of websites. There are a lot of subcategories to these types of websites, but I'm just going to cover the 3 major types so that hopefully you'll know either what kind of website you have or what type of website you really do need. The first type is called a POP, or Point of Presence website. These are usually used by businesses that do not do business directly on the internet. In other words, people are not going to your website, clicking a button, and purchasing something. It's not an e-commerce type site. It's basically a point of presence. Insurance people use these, investment people use these. You want the website to be designed so that it creates enough interest to where people contact you so you can do business. So this type of website really needs to be professional so that it does add the credibility that you need, okay, so the viewer sees your credibility. It can also be used to advertise your business because if you're either using one of the 2 methods that we're going to be talking about to promote you online, it could potentially bring you business if it is constructed properly. So ideally, you want people to contact you. The second type of website is called an e-commerce or a sales website. That's probably the most important, or not important, but probably the most used version of a website nowadays on the internet, where it used to be strictly educational. People are using it to sell everything. They're selling items, they're selling services. These websites need to be designed to sell the sizzle and the steak. You need to be able to get people interested in your product enough to where they go inside and they purchase, or they click and they buy. Those type websites need to be constructed different than a point of presence website. And if it's not constructed properly, people will leave. Typically, people that visit a website will be there 3 or 4 seconds and make a decision on whether or not they should stay or not. Now, these websites, I feel, every website, point of presence and e-commerce websites, front and center on the home page, should have a video, and it should be a professional video, either of you talking about your service or someone promoting the product. It should not be designed to sell in the video. You want the video to entice them to look more into the website so that they do make that purchase. The longer they're on your website, the better. So you don't want people to get there, see something, or be very confused on the home page with a bunch of information that they can't read or won't read, and they will leave. Trust me. The average person stays on a website 3.5 to 4 seconds before they make a decision on whether to stay. Now, the biggest mistakes, that actually the third type of website is an educational website. That's where websites got started. Before people started selling on the internet, websites strictly were for educational purposes, and the military used them. It wasn't until they say Al Gore invented the internet that we started selling stuff. Okay, we all know that he didn't invent the internet, but anyway, educational was where it started, and search engines like these type of websites, the educational, because that's where they started, and they want everything to be educational. So the more information you can provide on the inside of your website about your products and your services, the better. So that was typically the first type. It can be used to send a potential customer information if this is what you're doing. If you're not selling something, but you're selling outside of the internet, but you say, listen, I have a website that's got information about this or about that or about products or about anything you want to send them, that helps you because it adds credibility to what you're doing. And you can give them information that they can look at from the comfort of their own computer without you trying to sell them with all this information. So I strongly advise you, if you're not selling on the internet, and to use a point of presence website and also use educational websites. They're a horse apiece, but then there's, you can also have a point of presence website to where you could send that to an e-commerce site, or you could send that to an educational. So there are subcategories, but the three major types are a point of presence, where you're not selling anything at all. You just want people to know that you're in business. An e-commerce site, where that's your sole intention, is where you don't have to talk to the customer, where they're going to buy strictly off of it, or just educational, where you can refer people there for educational purposes. The biggest mistakes people make when designing a website, I would think that the first mistake they make is they use the wrong type of webmaster or web designer. I strongly believe that if you're in business, you should make sure that web designer or that web company has a strong background in business. Even before web design, most of the companies, if they're any size at all, they will have web designers that are strictly artists. And if you're selling art, that's a good thing. But if you're selling products or if you're selling services, you need to have somebody that has a strong business background designing and developing that, because I would rather have a mediocre looking website, not that it has to be, but I would rather have a mediocre looking website that made me money than have a beautiful one that did not. So it's not always how good it looks, it's more how functional it is and the purpose of the website. That's the first mistake. If you hire graphic artists, and nothing against graphic artists, I use them myself, but if you're using a graphic artist, they're generally artistic people that are going to try to build you the most beautiful website imaginable, and they probably will. That doesn't necessarily relate to money, Okay, so there has to be kind of a mixing in there of using a graphic artist to make it look good, but also make sure you have somebody with a strong business background to help you design and develop that website properly. The other thing is a lot of people nowadays, because of all the free websites, everybody and his brother has one. And they say it's so easy now, you can do your own website. All you have to do is drop a picture in, put your content in, and you can do your own website. And that's absolutely true. And they have templates, and some of them look pretty good. The problem with that is if you're a web designer, that's what you should do. If you're an insurance salesman, that's what you should do. I personally feel you should do what you do best and farm out the rest. Have the people that do what they do best provide those services for you. There's a couple reasons. What we're finding now, and we use them as well, some of the content management websites, they're limited as to what you can actually do on there, some of them. Some of them you can only add and subtract content or take away and put in. The other thing is they're being attacked constantly. WordPress, I've got 3 or 4 clients that have WordPress sites that we designed and developed for them because that's what they wanted, because they wanted to handle their own content. In the last month, WordPress has been attacked over 3 times, which means the web hosts have got to go in and shut down the website, which means you're not online for that period of time. And then they have to put on a block to stop the attack and then bring it back up. Okay? And trust me, that can cost you money by having downtime. So that's the problem with the free sites. Same thing with email. If you're using a Gmail, MSN, Yahoo, any of those big email accounts, they're subject to attack. I get 3 or 4 emails a week from people that I know that I'm in their contact list because they have been attacked, and they go in and they grab everybody's names out of the person's contact list, and they start sending out emails. Most of those have exe files attached to them. They very well could be viruses. I advise you to get a web hosting company, an independent one, and make it at yourbusiness.com, not at Yahoo, MSN, Gmail, any of those large companies, because they're more likely to be attacked than what you would be if you're doing that. So I don't advise using the content management websites unless you're going to be changing content 2 or 3 times a week. If you do, keep it simple. Use one of their templates, okay? They're not that exciting, but they're okay. And but I strongly advise you to use somebody to design and write the code for your website for your specific business, if at all possible. Okay, now what we're going to talk about is promoting your business online. A lot of people feel if they build a website, they're going to get instant business. For heaven's sakes, I built a beautiful website. People are going to start coming, and they're going to start buying and using my services. Well, I think anybody that has a website knows that's not true. If you were to go, after the show tonight, go to Google and type in real estate. Just use real estate as a search term. Google will tell you how many people are using that particular search term, and it's about 9,600,000 people. And every one of those people would like to be on the first page.
But Carl, how does someone, you got a great point, you got 9 million that want to be on the first page. How does someone get on the first page? Everybody talks about search engine optimization. How does that work?
Well, you're right. There are 2 main ways of getting on the first page of the major search engines. One is SEO, or search engine optimization, and the other is PPC, or pay per click. Okay, I'm just going to talk about Google. They all have the same thing, but Google, they've got the goal, they make the rules, so basically they're deciding what works and what doesn't. Here's the thing with search engine optimization. If you're a major corporation and you have a staff that can work on your website 40 hours plus a week, and they can learn all the changes that Google makes to try to trick people from being on the first page of Google, okay, or on the first page, then SEO might be for you. Or if you've got a budget of, say, anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 a month to pay an SEO company to try to keep you on the first page of Google, SEO might be a good way to go. But if you're an independent business person or you're a small business person, a lot of times pay-per-click is the best way to go. Now let me explain to you why Google makes it so tough and why they keep changing the rules to make it difficult for you to be on the home page. Last year, in 2013, they made something like 563 algorithm changes just to keep people from being on the first page under certain search terms. And everybody wonders why that is. Well, there's 2 or 3 reasons. One of them is they don't want any one person to occupy the first page. It's not fair if a major brand has got all this money to where they can do the tricks and all to get on the first page, and somebody, an independent businessman, can never compete with that. So they changed the rules so even the big guys have to constantly upgrade and change. And they do that through what they call algorithms. And they'll change what was allowed yesterday is no longer allowed. So they'll change that. So then the SEO companies, and you've got to go in and spend about 40 hours to learn the new algorithm, and then you need to spend another 40 hours to implement that. The mainstays with being on the home page, and it will work for anyone to a certain extent, is adding what they call rich media content. The education thing I was talking about. If you can send 2 or 3 articles that are not directly salesy but just informational, put those in your website, use them in blogs, send them to the free information websites. There's a lot of them out there. There's over 100. You can just search those, or free directories. Upload that information. If you've got the time to do it, it will take you about 40 hours a month. But you have a better chance of being on the first page if you're content rich than you will be if you are if you're not. The other reason that SEO or Google doesn't want you to be on there is they want you to pay for the advertising. They're not stupid. They're in business to make money, and they would prefer you paying for pay-per-click. One of the things you'll get in your emails, I get about 3 or 4 a week, but it could be because I'm in the business, is that it says, we noticed that you're not ranking very high in the organic or the free listings. We can help you with that. Well, my response to that is you found me somehow, so I must be doing something correct. You couldn't have found me if I wasn't doing a fairly good job, if you think about it. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is that pay-per-click, you can limit your budget. Okay? When I first started doing pay-per-click for my clients, some of them were spending anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 a month and making money. Okay? Because they're still with me. I've got some of those clients down to $300 to $700 a month making the same money, because pay-per-click has also gotten very, very complicated to understand, almost as complicated as search engine optimization. So those are really the reasons why search engine optimization, it does work. There's no guarantees. Any SEO company that guarantees to put you in the organic listings for free, I suggest you run, because they cannot guarantee anything that is free. Okay? But there are a lot of tricks and tips that you can do, and if you want some of those, I'll be happy to, you can contact me directly and I can help you possibly figure out what would be best for you. If you would like a free consultation, you can contact me at my website, which is Success Builders, or email me at info@successbuilders-tampabay.com, or you can call me at 727-458-7683. I provide a free consultation to figure out what might be best for you, and then I can either assist you with that, or you can find someone to assist you with that. Okay, this has been really fast and really a crash course, as I said, and there's so much involved in actually having a proper website and marketing your website properly that it's too much to go into in the 15, 16 minutes that we have to talk about it during this show. So like I said, if you'd like to contact me, you can. Okay, we're going to take a brief break here, and when we come back, Walt Morey, who I introduced earlier in the show, is going to be interviewing Eric Conte with Marathon Marketing Services, and very interesting business he has, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So, Gary, if you want to take us to the break, we can go.
Welcome to Tampa Bay Networkers, also known as TBN. I think you will agree that business networking success is all about numbers. The more new people we can meet or network with, the better our chances for business success. When you attend your current networking meetings, do you ever feel like you are collecting the same business cards and listening to the same 30-second commercials week after week without meeting many new people? Well, that can all change when you become a TBN partner. Tampa Bay Networkers has developed a unique formula for networking groups all over the Tampa Bay. The TBN formula is based on honesty and incentive, and it will provide you with an abundance of new networking opportunities like you have never experienced before. Not only does the TBN formula provide you with more networking opportunities, Tampa Bay Networkers will pay you to use the formula. If you would like to put your business in front of more people and get paid to do it, you need to check out Tampa Bay Networkers.
And we're back. And I want to thank Carl for that great information on websites and so forth. I've heard him say a lot of that stuff before to some of my clients that he's worked with and so forth, and it's so much there. He's such an expert, and I appreciate all that he gave us tonight. This segment, we're going to spend some time with a good friend of mine who has a very, very unique business. It's a marketing business. It's called Marathon Marketing Services. And most people know Eric. He's a fun-loving guy, and but he has a great business. But they don't understand that he does door flyers, but he does a lot more. So we're going to talk about that tonight. But first, Eric, I want to thank you for being at the show tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And what I want to ask you is, tell us a little bit about the business. How long you've been in it? How'd you get into it? That type of thing.
Well, I've been in it for about 4 years. February 1st was our 4-year anniversary. With that being said, I got into it because I used to do personal fitness training. I still do that part-time, but I'm not necessarily looking for new clients. I started doing door flyers just to pick up extra personal training clients. And after I saw a pretty good amount of success, I decided to start having other people in my packets with me. And from there, I got so busy, I decided I wanted 2 businesses, an advertising business and a personal training business. Now, anybody that has a successful business knows that having 2 businesses is damn near impossible. And I decided I had to let one of them go. And I really fell in love with the networking aspect. I really fell in love with the advertising aspect and the meeting local people in the community aspect. So I kind of decided that I was going to drop the personal training and go full forward with this.
Great. And so there's other door flyer companies out there. What separates you? What's your differentiation point compared to other door flyer companies?
I'm better.
Okay.
Come on, you know this.
Why are you better? But tell our listener, our viewers here, why you're better. What is it?
There's very few companies in our area that I would consider competition. And what I mean by that is there's about three of us out there that really do a good job. And then you've got a lot of guys out there that try to break into the business, but they don't understand that all the time it takes to find customers, then deliver their customers, and so on and so forth, they're in and out of the market in a matter of weeks. So what separates me from, let's say, my competitor is we're a little bit less expensive. Right. We have a promise that there will never be more than 6 customers on the door with you, whereas the other companies out there, some of them have 45 customers on a door. Or my closest competitor, and of course I won't mention any names here, but he's just a little bit more expensive than me. But I would say the number one difference between my competition and myself is I'm more flexible. If the customer tells me I want this neighborhood or this area, I'm able to go there for them.
Great. That's a big difference, because if you're telling me that your customer can tell you exactly where he wants his flyers delivered, whereas it seems like other companies, they have a certain route, it's take it or leave it.
Right.
Is that typically how it works?
Well, I can't say that's typically how it works, because I never have worked with the other companies. But I do know that many customers have loved my flexibility.
Okay. And can you tell us, in terms of the door flyer business, what is or who is your ideal customer? What companies get the best bang for their buck, the best response typically?
It really depends on the time of year. Personal fitness trainers do phenomenal in the fall, right before Christmas,
Why is that?
2 months before.
Why is that? Just before Christmas?
Well, when I say before, I'm talking September, October.
Okay.
And I think the reason that we've done so well for them in that time of year is a lot of personal trainers have already given up and said, I'm not going to advertise. So with that being said, you're one of the very few personal trainers out there advertising to the many people that want to look their best for the winter holidays.
I see.
And then the same happens in March for personal trainers. January, February, they do okay with me, but in March they do great, and that's because all the big gyms have stopped with their thousands and millions and thousands of dollars of advertising. So now the little guys can get out there, have inexpensive advertising with someone like me, and get their name out there. But right now, this summer, I would say the people that get the best results from me are landscapers, tree service people, air conditioning companies, and pest control people. So a lot of it depends on what time of year, but a lot of the service-based industries do very well with us.
Okay, that makes sense because they're in the homes and you're typically delivering the homes. You don't deliver to businesses, right?
Correct.
Just
We only
residential?
deliver to residential homes.
Okay.
And we typically stay, and that's another thing that sets me apart, we typically stay in the single-family homes, and we also try to hit the homes that are of a nicer neighborhood, nicer value. So now my tree trimmers, my landscapers, they're going to get better results than if we go into the neighborhoods where they don't typically provide those or use those services.
Got that. So so that makes sense. And I know you have other services. So one thing, at the beginning of the interview, I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about the other services you provide. I know you provide the printing of the flyer and so forth. So tell us about that side of the business. So it's not just door flyers. You also provide the printing.
Well, we provide 3, maybe even 4 main things. We are a full-service printer, so we do business cards, postcards, brochures, banners, flyers. We can print pretty much anything you need. And one thing that a lot of my customers love is we do like 1,000 business cards for only $77. That's full color, double-sided, beautiful, UV coated, which means they're very glossy, for a very inexpensive price. It's hard to beat that price at that quality. We also do full-service graphic design work. So if you need your business card made or your flyer or brochure or menu made, we do that for you. And our hot new product is called GreatTampaBayDeals.com. We're just getting it off the ground.
Well, what's that?
Well, actually, it's a new product. It's kind of like let's see, using Groupon, with the Yellow Pages, with Valpak.com, with Facebook. It's hard to describe, but basically, if you want to find a good deal with a local small business, you can go to GreatTampaBayDeals.com and check that out. You can also see great YouTube videos on there. You can see nice little recipes on there. Oh boy, networking groups on there. Every networking group that I can think of is on there. We have a lot of different things that we put on there just to get people to go there and check it out.
So it's like a resource.
It is a resource.
You get deals, but there's also where they can find useful information.
They can definitely get useful information. That we've got motivational quotes on there. We've got cute and funny pictures on there. A bunch of small things. So a little bit for everybody. And this is a great way to advertise because you can advertise on this website for literally as low as $29.95 a month.
Wow, $30 a month. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so how would our viewers get in touch with you? If our viewers need more information regarding the door flyers or the printing or that terrific deal, $77 for 1,000 full-color business cards, both sides, how would they get in on that deal?
Real simple. I prefer when people call me because I am the main salesperson for my company, which means I'm doing a lot of driving and I always have my Bluetooth in my ear. So they could always call me. My phone number is 727-565-8601. And for printing, we literally ship everywhere in the continental U.S. So anybody can get in touch with me. And again, my number is 727-565-8601. You can, of course, get me through email. My email address is ericconti@marathonflyer.com.
All right. Very good. Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know about about Marathon Marketing Services?
Actually, yes. We are looking to have 8 locations in the Tampa Bay area, and right now we are looking to hire a salesperson or a cold caller / telemarketer for the Pinellas County region. We pay very aggressively, and if anyone's interested, or if anybody knows of a friend that's either a server or a bartender or a salesperson or just a very outgoing person, they should definitely call that number that I gave earlier, which again is 727-565-8601.
So not only great products and services, but you're providing some employment for some specific positions in your company.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, I think that we've got a great work environment, because if you're not positive and happy, honestly, I don't want you there. And we have a lot of happy people working there, and they actually enjoy coming to work, or at least my employees tell me they do.
Yeah. That's great. And again, I want to thank you, Eric, for coming on the show tonight. We'll wrap up this segment here, our interview with Eric Conti, and we'll take a break right now, and when we come back, we'll wrap up the show with some very important information for you. Be right back.
Have you ever had the opportunity to refer someone you knew but you didn't have their business card with you? Hi, I'm Bob Terrell, the presentations coach, and I just found this great new free networking and marketing tool that will revolutionize the way you get referrals. It's called mycardlistings.com. It's easy to use, and access is free to everyone with an internet connection. With mycardlistings.com, you can search for the best businesses in Tampa Bay and then share them with others right from your cell phone. Upload your card today on mycardlistings.com so others can contact you anytime, anywhere with a call or email directly from your business card listing.
And we're back. And again, I want to thank Eric for the information about his business. That was great. And also, I want to thank Carl for his information on the websites. Again, the nice thing about this show, it's archived on talkwatstudios.com website. So if you missed any part of it, or you want to review it or anything like that, you can do so just by going to that website and finding this is Season 1, Episode 3, I believe. And you'll find it on there. Plus the other 2 previous shows that we've done so far, they're also there for you as well. As a wrap up tonight, I sent out an email this afternoon to hundreds of people and offering what I call a secret word prize. And I've done that for the last couple of weeks. And I'm going to give you a secret word, and the first 2 people that contact me and who have watched the show and tell me what the secret word is, then they're going to get a free ticket to the Magic and Comedy show put on by the Pinellas Park Chamber at the Pinellas Park Performing Arts Center on May 17th. Each of those tickets are $20 value. The first 2 people who call me with the secret word, and the secret word is magical. The secret word is magical. So the first 2 people who are not connected with the show in any way whatsoever, that is a rule. We can't have anybody in the production house having access to that. But if you just watch the show and you contact me by email, phone, text, and give me the word magical, you'll win 1 free ticket. The first 2 people do that will win 1 free ticket to the Magic Show by Jeff Williams on May 17th in the Pinellas Park Chamber. Pinellas Park Chamber, put on by the Chamber at the Pinellas Park Performing Arts Center. So that's going to be a wrap for our show tonight. And I want to thank again Eric for coming, and all you viewers who are watching the show, and those that you come back and watch it later in the show. And thanks a lot. This is Let's Talk Tampa Bay. Let's talk business, Tampa Bay.
This program was brought to you by the Internet Broadcasting Organization, setting the standard for new media broadcasting.